Kansas custom harvester Jim Dybert's working at Wall, South Dakota. That's about 60 miles east of Rapid City out in the western part of the state. When were you able to get into the fields and get going there?
We work every once in a while. We've kind of been rained out today. We ran a little bit yesterday, but I've been having a lot of these monsoonal showers come across us and high humidities, and it's just not very conducive to getting very much done.
I've got to be done here probably 10 days to 2 weeks. But the clock is ticking up north, so we will have to get out of here before too long, or we could be in trouble there. Weather forecast for the next 10 days isn't good. A lot of things you can control in this business, but the weather is not one of them, and we just have to live with it and make the best of it when it's our turn.
We cut quite a few days, but only for maybe 2 or 3 hours. We may get started at 3 o'clock and then shut down at 5. And then pretty much as soon as the sun goes down, humidity comes back in and stops. So we must have gone maybe 2.5, 3 weeks of just cutting a couple hours a day.
When it does that to you, every day you lose, you're gaining on your next stop. So your next stop's getting ready and you should be there, and you're trying to finish up the one you're at, and that's always a challenge to meet your commitments.
This year has been one for the record books, I guess you'd say. We got done combining very little wheat in Oklahoma. Then we saw you in Texas where we cut very little wheat. And then our 2 stops in Kansas had both been froze out and with the drought, so we didn't even stop in Kansas. And now we're in Gregory. Showed up here about 10 days, maybe 2 weeks ago to do our harvesting, and it has rained every day for the last 2 weeks.
It seems like usually when the big storms roll through, it's towards the late afternoon, early evening.
I love storms. I think storms are fun because they're exciting, and you know that's like it's like storm season. So as soon as you get that first big thunderstorm, it's really fun to me. I know it stresses mom and dad out. One year we were on the road headed somewhere, and we were headed straight for a really bad storm. And I remember we were driving through a town and we could hear the tornado siren going off. And I remember like grabbing Jenna's hand and us just like sitting there like so scared.
Every step we make is dependent upon the weather.
You're working and you're working and you're working, and the clouds are starting to roll in, and you're thinking, oh, if I could just get this field done before this cloud comes through, because you never know when the hail is going to wipe anything and everything out. And it's always just it's an anxious, challenging feeling that you start to get when those clouds keep coming closer and closer, and the lightning, and it's just like, if I could just make one more round, if I could just do one more round, if I could just get this field finished. It's just it's a big game between me and the clouds.